We're live, everybody. Live on my channel. What is going on? Who all's hanging out with on this fine evening? We'll roll back up, double check and see. Alright, we got Lewis Knight. I didn't roll back up top. It stopped me. How dare you stop me from saying hello to my peoples? YouTubes. Michael Morris. What's up, Mike? We got Stinkin' Rex. What's up, Stinkin' Rex? Michelle Hughes. What's happening, girl? Thomas Hull's here. What's up, Thomas? Joshy, oh my goshy. Interesting name. What's up, Joshy? Hobag's here. What's up, brother? Hope you're holding up all right. Sulphur City Tech. I think you meant to change your account via so. Hathwaggy thing. There he is. Full Moon is here. Wendy Ladette's here. What's up, Wendy Lou? Adam Thomas. He's looking for kitties already. I believe my cat is hanging out with Jax. Actually, I think Maymay's hanging out with Jax right now. Nope, here she is. Show stealer. And she said, who are you talking about? I'm right here, who, man? Let me show you my butt. Who all wants to look at some kitty balloon knots? Wouldn't be a show without Maymay showing her butthole to everybody. There's Lewis Knight. Now we're catching up to where I was. Canadian Vapor. What's up, Canadian Vapor? Breno Sarah's here. What's up, Breno? What? What are you singing to the people for? Are you singing for revolutions? Revolutions? Viva la revolution? Yeah. Taking the game over from Vana. Full Moon. Who else is Golf Tea? What you doing here on a Tuesday, Golf Tea? Starting to get suspicious, like you mixing in something. Who else rolling? Who am I missing here, Larry? Who'd I miss? Al Ben? What's up, Al Ben? Who else did I miss? Smitty? Maybe it says hi to Smitty. Oh, I miss Tooney. How could I miss Tooney? Larry, how could I miss Tooney?
What's the Chino? V-Dog. V-Dog.
Paul Messamore's here. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Been a little bit. Been a little bit. Karen Seabolt's in the house. Who are you sucking a dick? What?
Whoa. Lumi, your stash was on your forehead and then
that was
your
kind of
eyeball.
glorious. You had like a stash eyeglass thing going there for a sec. What's up, Fat Cat? I got one of those. She's climbing around my lap right now. Hi, everybody. It's Mimi. I'm not fat. I'm chubby. BT Cruiser. What's up, BT? Did I say hi to BT? Probably like 6 times. Friction. What's up, Friction? He's hiding from us out in the chat again. We perved him out a little bit too hard last week.
Go.
Chevy Man. Booyah. Booyah, Chevy Man. Booyah. What's happening, man? Kathy Noble. Hi, Kathy. Glad to see you. Glad to see you in the chat. So, I think we should probably get right down to it because I mixed a bunch of the mixes up last week. So, Larry.
Yes.
How was your mix? And tell us what you did again.
I did a caramel green apple.
Yes.
Let me pull it back up.
Uh-uh.
Why is Lumi trying to tongue her stash?
What's up, Angela Bird?
I like to tongue everything.
She does like to tongue everything. Give her a second. She's putting her tongue in something.
I did VSO apple at 1 1/4, VSO green apple at 3, salted caramel flavor west at 2, flavor smoked butterscotch at 1/4, and Wonder Flavors Thai apple at 1/2.
I like it.
This version I got a lot more of the apple up front since I pretty much killed about half of the caramel in it that I originally had.
Okay. So that's what you were aiming for, though, right?
Yeah.
Wanted more of that apple.
Yep.
Wanted to taste more of that Granny Penny apple.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
Granny
got
panties.
nice tartness. Yeah, that's what we're calling the swaggy green apple. It's granny panty apple. So excellent. Thank you, Larry. So Lumi, can you tell us how your recipe turned out and what you did?
I love mine still. It came out exactly how I was kind of hoping it would. I was going for more of like a somewhat like an old-fashioned donut, but less of the spice, like just like a cake donut, which I
Okay.
guess I'll give it to Kim Novatic. They have not failed me.
Cake donut.
It is literally a pumpkin cake donut with glaze, and I love it. So I used cream filling by Wonder Flavors at 0.27,
Okay.
donut Kim Novatic 1.72, powdered sugar 1-on-1 0.17, pumpkin VSO 2.58, vanilla custard cheesecake 1-on-1 1.53.
Very nice. Ooh, yeah, that glaze is going to be really nice.
I love it.
Really nice. Excellent, Lumi. Excellent. And do you have a review on mine? I know you mixed mine up last week. Do you have a...
Yours definitely. I was vaping it all week. I
Okay.
loved yours so much. You hit a really nice pumpkin with yours.
Excellent.
And I did notice that you went more of like the pumpkin filling.
Yes.
Instead of a pumpkin glaze. So I feel like depending on which one you're looking for, we both nailed them. Like the more I was vaping it, I was like, I actually asked Nick this weekend if we could go out looking at Seaburgers, Krispy Kreme, and Dunkin' Donuts
For pumpkin
to
donuts?
look for some pumpkin donuts.
Awesome. Yeah,
But he gave up.
I had them. They're not doing them at my donut place this year. They're not doing pumpkin filled donuts like that. So I had to make it up. But thank you for making my recipe, Lemmy.
I loved it. It was pretty awesome. I'm glad there was a recipe out there that I actually could mix.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Folks. But so I did gingerbread apple pie V2. The recipe is public. If you would like it, I'll drop it out there in the chat. Turned out quite lovely. It's pretty darn verified for a beginner recipe, though. So I kind of got away from the theme of the show, unfortunately, and to get my recipe to where I wanted it. But sometimes you do what you got to do. So it's mixed at 70-30. I did apple VSO at 1, apple filling by Flavora at 0.8, cookie butter by Wonder Flavors at 0.6, country apple by Perlium at 2.2, cream by Flavora at 1, ginger snap by Flavora, which is my favorite gingerbread flavor. I know they said Capella gingerbread was their favorite last night on Noted, but ginger snap is my favorite gingerbread flavor. At 1.4, lemon custard by Wonder Flavors at 0.6, marshmallow gooey, that was just for mouthfeel at 0.5%, and Thai apple by Wonder Flavors, just to kind of add a little bit of brightness to the, just a touch of brightness to the apple pie. So there's almost like a slightly undercooked baked apple thing going on with apple filling. Apple filling is of course delicious. But yeah, so this was my revision, and it turned out way better than the V1. So I'm a lot happier with how this one turned out. Oh, Maymay's done. Maymay's done. My lap is unoccupied. So yeah, that was what I did. So it turned out this week that I was the only one who had the stuff to mix up several of the recipes. I tried to vary it a little bit. I don't like mixing the same people's stuff over and over and over again. With the number we get turned in, I do wind up mixing a couple of people's stuff over again. So the first one that I mixed was Aeroben, aka Gary Asito. What's up, Gary? His pecan pumpkin pudding. It was really dark, and it was very rich. It was a really nice pumpkin pudding. I should pull up these recipes so I can read them off Come on, Fresh 03. Get your shit together. Get your shit
You're telling
together.
me I'm missing a 120 ml bottle somewhere and I can't figure out where it could have gone.
Alright, where are you at? Where are you at, Aerobin?
As Lumi's stash is going crazy over there.
Where is
My stash do what it do.
Where's Aerobin's mix? There it is. Come on, recipe.
Here now and
Okay, there we go. There it is. So this is his third version. So this is aged bourbon cream at 1.5. Butter pecan pie by Wonder Flavors at 3%. Caramel by Flavora at 1. Cookie butter by Wonder Flavors at 0.8. VSO pumpkin at 3. Pumpkin spice by Flavora at 0.35. You'll see that combination quite frequently during fall. The VSO pumpkin and the pumpkin spice works really, really nicely together. He added 0.5% of coconut for some moisture, and vanilla pudding by Cheminovatic at 3, which is a very nice vanilla pudding. Nice use of pumpkin and pumpkin spice. Clever use of the sweet coconut to moisturize what could have been a slightly dry mix because of that pumpkin spice. So it was very nice to see someone use that. The only change I could think up, Gary, would be to use one-on-one butter pecan instead of the Wonder Flavors butter pecan pie. You did run into just a little bit of muddiness because you used that flavor, so a couple of the flavors kind of blended together and you didn't get kind of the full picture of what the mix could have been. That's anytime you use one of those older Wonder Flavors, you're going to run into that. But other than that, it was a very, very solid mix. Very, very solid mix. Really enjoyed it. I loved how dark it was, and I loved how rich it was. So, well done, Gary. Well done. Alright, so the next one I did was Aussie Chinos Cran Apple Pie. Let me find the recipe for that. So many recipes turned in. So many. There it is. Okay, and let's get my note for that. Where is my cursor? There it is. There we go. There's the notes. Okay, so Aussie Chino did apple filling at 0.75, apple pie by Flavor Art at 1.5, country apple by Perlium at 1.75. Cranberry Jam by SSA, which was a really, really nice touch at 2%. Liquid Amber by Flavor Art at 0.5. Pear by BSO for 0.75. Did that for a little bit of juiciness, a little bit of sweetness. Very nicely done, man. Blended nicely in there with the apples. Shortbread Cookies by Wonder Flavors at 0.75. A little bit of Flavora sweetness. Vanilla Cream by VTA and a little bit of Vanilla Cream Extra by Wonder Flavors, which is those two are both kind of skating right at whipped cream. They're both really sweet, really nice vanillas. So my notes on this was good use of the liquid amber to fully cook the apple pie, and that's what it was. Fully cooked all the apple. Almost gave it like an apple cider edge to it, which is really, really nice. The pear sweetened and juiced it up a little bit, so it didn't let it get too far gone into the cook, which was nice. The cranberry jam added just a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of tartness, and you get that nice apple cranberry combination, which is always lovely. And then really balance it out nicely with the vanilla cream and the vanilla cream extra. The only thing I could think, Aussie Chino, is I might have snuck a touch of lemon into your recipe, just to add just a little bit more brightness, because it got pretty darn well cooked. But I mean, you expect that when you use liquid amber, and it was an excellent mix. This was probably my favorite of the month. Was Aussie Chino's Cran Apple Pie. Really, really delicious, really, really nicely balanced. Like I said, that cream added a really, really nice balance to it. So, good job, Aussie Chino. I think that's 2 in a row Aussie Chino's gotten me with. Aussie Chino knows the way to my heart. Apple cranberry. Kathy Noble. Boom. Kathy Noble's Granny Hunter Persimmon Pudding. Right up front, I'm letting everybody know I cut the percentages completely in half for Kathy's mix. Kathy has to mix a little bit higher than usual because she has a little trouble tasting. So if you're going to mix Kathy's Granny Hunter's Persimmon Pudding, I would definitely recommend cutting the percentages in half. Just keep that in mind. The other thing I would recommend if you're going to do this recipe is make sure you let it steep, because she uses flavored persimmon, which can be a little bit of a throat raiser flavor. So you want to let that steep for a little bit. Okay, probably about a week. But what Kathy did was 3% brown sugar by 1-on-1, 6% persimmon by Flavora, powdered sugar by 1-on-1 at 2, rice pudding at 4.5 by 1-on-1, and vanilla custard cheesecake by 1-on-1, which is a really nice cream cheese frosting. So here's what I got. It was a really nice use of brown sugar. It blended really well with the persimmon and the pudding and the cheesecake. So you got a really nice kind of brown sugar note throughout. It was actually really, really nice. The powdered sugar just kind of added some sweetness. I was really surprised how well persimmon came across at 3%. You get kind of a slightly spicy peach / apricot thing at 3%. Like I said, it was a little bit of a surprise, honestly, how well it came across. Did my camera just zoom on me? Of course it did.
Yep.
Why wouldn't it? Freeze and zoom. Freeze and zoom. You guys don't need to look at me that close. There we go. Now I'm back. Where's my notes? I had to pop my notes down for a sec. Okay. The creams take an edge of a little bit of the throatiness off of it. I really like the rice pudding. The rice pudding, you get kind of just a little bit of a hint of cinnamon, and then that rice pudding flavor. It's really, really nice. I know Kathy took my suggestion to do that. I really like how that turned out. So awesome job, Kathy. But yeah, the creams kind of take the edge off, and it's really well balanced between the boldness of the persimmon and the pudding that she put together. So excellent job, Kathy. Excellent job. The next one I did was I Am Sam. I did his. I think I've got two or three more here. Okay, yep. So I Am Sam. There we go. I Am Sam's Holiday Jam Toast, which is baked bread by Real Flavors, which is one of the few like really true bread flavors. You don't see it around very often, but yeah, don't see it around very often. But if you do run across it, I would advise grabbing it just because it's kind of a rare concentrate. Pokemon, gotta catch them all, right? Bread Butter Toast by Wonder Flavors at 2. Compote Cherry by SSA at 1/2. Cranberry Jam by SSA at 3. English Marmalade by VTA at 0.75. Jammy Berry at 1/2. And Super Sweet at 0.3. So, all right. So let me go ahead and there's Sam. Okay, so I really enjoyed the contrast with the between the toast and the citrus / berry jam that he came up with. So his main one was the cranberry jam, which kind of tastes like kind of like a cranberry sauce that you would have at wintertime. Slightly sweeter, just because it's vape form, but you do still get some really nice tartness. But he added compote cherry, which added just a touch of like maraschino cherry kind of sweetness to it. And then the English marmalade, which is a little bit on the orange rindy side, So you get a citrus, you get like a citrusy cranberry, slightly sweeter than cranberry jam. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. And like I said, I really enjoyed the contrast between the toast and the jam. The jam came fairly far forward over the top of the toast. That's really the only thing I could think of. I'm Sam, that I would change. I might switch out the baked bread super concentrate to Pain Grill, just to get that more of a toasty note. But that also gives you a slight burnt note, so you have to kind of pick and choose. That was the only thing that I could think of. But the jam was absolutely lovely, absolutely lovely. I never had thought of going with that slightly sweeter cranberry jam with those citrus hints to it. Turned out absolutely lovely, man, absolutely lovely. And the one thing I liked the use of jammy berry, because it gives you just a little bit of a throat kick to it, and so your brain kind of looks over at the citrus note, which can be lost a little bit underneath all that cranberry, but that touch of throat hit makes you kind of pay attention to that little bit of orange rind. So yeah, really, really, really liked it. Really, really liked it, Sam. Thank you. Oh, show stealer's here. Oh, she's right on the power button. She loves the power button. There we go. So thank you. Thank you, I am Sam. Delightful recipe, my friend. She added a whole bunch of semicolons to your notes that I had out there for you. There we go. Okay, so the next one is Smitty. Smitty's cheese egg snap with ice cream. Where are you at, Smitty? There it is. Come on, open up. Give me a quick sip of Gatorade here. Delicious. Anyway, so Smitty did eggnog by Flavora at a half, ginger snap by Flavora at 1, melty caramel by Mollenberry at 1.5, New York cheesecake by Capella at 2, saline at 0.1. I'm assuming that was probably like 2 drops. I think saline's probably 2-3 drops per 30 ml for a 0.1. Vanilla ice cream by Liquid Barn at 4%. Whipped cream by One on One at 1%. Yes Sweet cheesecake at 3. So this was really nice uses of cream alongside the cheesecake. So you got not a cheesecake, but like a cheesecake filling type flavor, if that makes sense to everybody. One thing about this is it took some time to this right here will take some time to steep. I have a game changer, so I don't have to worry about steep time. This will take time to steep, just so everybody's aware. You're probably looking at least 10 days for this particular recipe to steep out. Just keep that in mind if you decide to mix it. It's really nice. This is one of the notes I made here about it. This is totally like a comfort vape for like wintertime when you need something just rich and you need to be sitting inside next to a fire as you watch snowfall. This would be that type of recipe. This thing's a total comfort recipe. Very, very nice. The one thing I will really compliment Smitty on is the use of saline in this. The saline is the only thing that saved the Flavora ginger snap from drowning in all the creams and cheesecakes. What the saline did in this recipe is it brought just enough of the bakery notes out, so you're getting kind of a spicy cheesecake filling with like hints of gingerbread to it. So keep that. So the saline is what was able to pull that gingerbread through. Otherwise, you would have just been left with like spicy cheesecake filling, which is not necessarily a bad thing at all. But the saline was able to bring that gingerbread out. So I really enjoyed that. Very clever use of saline, Smitty. You don't see a whole lot of people doing that. Well done, good sir. Well done. You really can't go wrong with Mollenberry's melty caramel. Adding that to a recipe, it's a delicious flavor. Yeah, Rich, creamy, has those caramel notes, has that gingerbread, has just that nice spice, and then, like I said, kind of a cheesecake filling. Very well done, Smitty. Very, very well done. And yeah, I could totally picture mixing up a 30 ml of that, letting it sit for a month, and then coming back to it and just, so good. So good. So my last one that I was able to mix up was, where's Full Moon? There he is, Full Moon. So Full Moon did 0.2% acetylpyrazine, 1% apple filling, 1% butter pecan by Flavor West, 2.25% of caramel candy by Flavor West, 2% Caps Double Apple, 1% Horn Toffee, and 3% RY Double, and 1% Sugar Daddy Regular by Rick's, which is just a sweetener. I did not have that. I did not have Sugar Daddy. So I used SSA vanilla sugar at 1/4. Do I have the right one? No, I don't. Whose recipe am I doing here then? Who used Joy? Which one of you used Joy in your mix? Somebody used Joy. I just looked at this recipe. It doesn't have any Joy in it. That's not the right one then.
Full Moon said that was his.
Did you change it? Or did you submit two?
I said use the Joy and the fried apple turnover. And he did too.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, he did two. You did two. Okay, yes, the apple fry with cap apple. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we did 0.5% of apple tart green apple by TPA, 0.75% of the apple filling, 3% Capella's apple pie. There we go. Yeah, this is it. 1.25 of funnel cake, Joy at 0.35, Sugar Daddy, Rick's at 0.75. Like I said, I did not have the Sugar Daddy, but I did have the SSA vanilla sugar, so I threw that in at 1/4. Good use of Joy to help the filling stand up against everything else that you had going on, namely the apples. You could have stood to go lower. You could have taken that even lower, and it still would have done the trick. That's just for folks who don't like Joy. So that's why I made a note about that. If you're going to do this recipe and you don't like Joy, you can leave it out, or you could go even lower with it. It didn't distract from what was going on. I don't mind Joy in mixes. A lot of people really don't like it. So you get a nice crisp apple, with the apple pie being the sweeter of the two. You get just a touch of tartness with the green apple. Really nice balance with the sweet and tart, though. You didn't go overboard on the tart, which with that flavor, it's not. Well, it wouldn't have been all that easy to do, but it was a good choice. It was a good choice of flavors. Good use of the flavors to get just kind of a nicely baked crust. A lot of times, the crusts don't turn out all that great on a lot of flavors. You did a really nice job using that Joy, the cap apple pie, and the funnel cake. The funnel cake. Nice use of the funnel cake too. Used it just enough to where the fade was allowed to happen, but what was there was able to stick around. Let's see, what else was I going to say about this? The only thing I would suggest, I was looking at it, yeah, nicely fried apple turnover, nicely done, Full Moon. The only thing I would suggest is I picked this up from when I did that the French apple tart when we did the French cooking episode. That was a long time ago at this point. But if you add just a hint of cream to this sort of ape, it really kind of takes it over the top and gives it like a really decadent gourmet type of deal. So something like flavor or cream at 1% over the top of this recipe, you'd have yourself something. You'd have yourself probably something fairly special. So that is all the recipes I was able to throw together. Threw quite a few together on Sunday and game changed them out for you. So that was my life advice I had for everybody. But overall, I mean, going through everybody's recipes, looking at the ones I was able to do, that I had everything for, and I did all the ones that I had everything for. They were all really well done, really well done. Fall, you get some really tasty, especially in the apple and pumpkin game. The apple and pumpkin game is strong with this crowd, and we did a lot of apple and pumpkin here in ours. So. Yeah, it's they all look like excellent recipes. They all look like absolutely excellent recipes. I'm sorry that I didn't have everything to get everybody's. So yeah, it's fantastic. So trying to think. I don't even know if we have I don't even know if we have anything thought up for this next month. Do we?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've put myself kind of on a halt of buying new flavors, so I was missing one or two from most things. Well, normally it was just one.
There's always just one.
I probably should just start trying to figure out how to sub them, but I'm not quite as good as fResh at subbing things to be like, oh, I know what this might taste like, especially with anything bread flavored. I kind of have a deterrence from bread flavors.
Yeah, because they taste like sperm to you.
Yep. This is what happens when people in your generation eat a lot of Subway and you're in your heyday of being a whore.
There you go. So, yes, everybody, if you're looking for saline, Swaggy Shane can get you a dropper bottle. So you just put a couple drops in your mix. If you're looking for saline. Saline does... I guess this is a really good time to talk about saline, since we don't have a whole lot of time to figure stuff out. My bottle of saline, show you what it looks like. I believe that is it right there. Yep. This is my bottle of saline. Okay, I just keep it in a cobalt bottle. And what I do is I buy the little eyedroppers off of Amazon. And you can buy make sure you're buying pure saline if you're buying saline. Don't just buy eye drops that have saline in them because they put other stuff in them. There's little pink tubes on Amazon that you can get, or just buy from Swaggy Shane. That's my life advice. Just buy from Swaggy Shane. But what I did is I would use the dropper. You have to break the little plastic thing open. You do a drop or two, and then you just put the rest of the little plastic thing in here, and that's what I did. And so that's how I've got my collection of saline. But yes, just buy saline from Swaggy Shane. That way you don't have to worry about if you're buying the right thing or not. Because like I said, most of the saline you're going to run across out in stores has other stuff in it. So don't do that. Look what I caught. Look what I caught.
Kitty.
I caught a Mimi.
I'll go figure. I took my hoodie off. Tira's already taken it over.
So like I said, yeah, just buy saline from Swaggy Shane. He'll treat you right. Don't go worrying if it's got other stuff. Remember, I work in the medical field, so I was able to look and see exactly what's what. Here you go, Mimi. She always sasses me on her way out. So saline, what it can do is it can bring out your grains. It can brighten fruits. Basically, what you're doing is you're introducing salt into a mix. It's at very low percentages. You're not going to taste it until you get about 3-4 drops into your mix, and then it tastes kind of fishy if you overdo the saline. But if you're just doing like 1, maybe 2 drops in a mix, like small drops, you're looking at. I think my trick was always 3 drops of saline, but they were small drops. So I think it always came out to about 0.1, somewhere right in there. 0.9, 0.1, something like that. You're introducing salt into a mix. And if you've never put salt on like watermelon, you don't know exactly what it does. And when you put salt on a watermelon, it makes the watermelon taste even juicier. Makes everything sweeter again. So basically what you're doing is you're putting salt in a mix to trick your taste buds. Like I said, it'll fill out grains really nicely. It brightens pretty much every fruit. I don't think I've ever tasted a fruit that it didn't do anything with. It was a really handy trick back in the day. Saline. A lot of the modern flavors don't need any of this. Have a good one, Wendy Lou. So most of the modern flavors don't need saline, but if you're working with like old school flavors, like some of the older TPAs, like the Granny Smith, some of the old Flavor Arts, some of the old Capellas, it's a handy trick to have around. Is just having a little bit of saline and throw it in, and it'll boost a lot of the smaller notes that are out there that might get lost. Like with that was Gary's recipe, right? That had it. Yes. So he boosted his ginger snap with it because that ginger snap was going to get lost in that cream. That's the reason he used that in there. And like I said, that was a really clever use of it. So, and like I said, it's handy. It's handy to have a bottle of saline around. It doesn't go bad as long as you shake it up every once in a while. You can keep it on the shelf forever. And you just like I said, you just put like 2 drops into your mix, into a 30 ml mix. And it's gonna work on your bakeries pretty well in your fruits. Any questions about saline? It was Smitty's recipe. Very good. Yeah, Smitty's recipe. Give credit where credit's due. Fresh03. It was Smitty's recipe. So very clever use of saline. I can appreciate the old school move, my friend. What's up, TMS 420? You can collect your tears, TMS 420. Why, are you a 49ers fan like me?
My salt's actually gone missing. I can't figure out where it is. I like to put just like a small sprinkle on my cucumbers.
Mm-hmm. Same concept.
Gone missing.
Same concept.
Gone missing.
What'd you think she was doing? She was giving a little bit of a reach and tickle there.
Great thing about small doughs is your hand is the size for a full body massage.
She's just like all the time. I don't really see anybody talking about. Any questions about it? Oh, you thought she found her penis? Swaggy Shane? Got it. And Swaggy Shane's actually got quite a few tricks, like distilled white vinegar. Distilled white vinegar will make things feel juicier, if that makes sense. Makes things feel juicier. And that's the same thing. You're looking like a drop in a 30 ml. You do a little bit of distilled white vinegar, and it'll make things feel juicier because you're tricking your tongue with that vinegar. So that's a Swaggy Shane move. That's an old school DIYer move, is what that is. But
Hair doesn't drool.
let me look at your cornbread tart. Didn't I? I looked at your cornbread tart before, didn't I, Cherokee? I think I did.
I was looking at that cornbread tart somewhere. I pulled it up somewhere. The
I think I
one-on-one.
looked at. I think I looked at it Saturday.
I was missing something. I just don't remember what it was.
Apricot VSO at 2, cookie butter at 0.65, cornbread at 2.5, espresso at 0.3, Portuguese egg tart at 2.75. 2.5, 2.52. So
I
that's
couldn't
got a
find my
nice apricot
Portuguese egg
note to
tart.
it. The espresso, didn't I think on Saturday, didn't I say, oh, you changed it? So you followed my advice. You dropped the espresso a little bit, right? That was my advice. What's up, Miss New York Cheesecake? How you doing, girl? Um, yeah, that looks good now. That looks really good now, Cherokee. Looking solid, brother. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice apricot. The cookie butter is gonna give you that nice little acetylpyrazine slash butter thing going. The cornbread is obviously going to fill everything in, and then the Portuguese egg tart gives you that nice custard with just a hint of cinnamon. So you're getting like a cup of like a sip of coffee on the side of it too, with a little bit of cinnamon. That's going to be a nice combination, man. Really nice combination. No, I didn't put any of the notes into ELR, unfortunately, Kathy. I could do that. I could cut it and paste them in there. I can do that. I'll do that. Larry, you're in charge, man. Answer any questions they got.
Okay.
Questions for Larry, everybody. I closed my notepad already. You son of a...
I mean, I do have the 2 new releases.
You could talk about those real quick.
So, any questions about the eggnog or brandy?
How's the
from
eggnog?
VSO?
That's my question, Larry. How's that eggnog, man?
The eggnog is nutmeg and cinnamon front.
Okay.
Then you get the nice cream on the back end of it. If you wanted to boost the creaminess of it, you could. I think if I can find it real quick. Thinking maybe some Flavora eggnog would boost it up a little bit more. But I can't even find that right now. Because my desk is a disaster.
Fair enough.
But yes, I have been enjoying it.
Okay. And the other was brandy, right?
Yes.
How was that?
On the nose, I get more of a cognac smell off of it.
Okay.
But that's just because when I think of a brandy, typically there's also a fruit in there. So this is basically a not real fruity brandy. There's a slight vanilla and oak spice to it. Basically with you could create any flavor brandy you wanted with this. If you wanted an apricot brandy, just throw a little bit of VSO apricot in there. Blackberry, huckleberry, same thing. You could literally turn it to whatever brandy you want. If you're feeling brave, you could do a fig brandy with it.
I like it.
But that might be super dark.
Nothing wrong with a nice dark mix, though. Nice dark flavor.
Aussie, I would say if you're if cinnamon and you don't really get along, you might want to go low on it. Because that nutmeg and cinnamon are right up front. At least with me. Liquid amber, I do not have. Fresh is probably going to yell at me for that one.
Not really. I mean, it's a useful flavor, but you don't necessarily have to have it. Not with modern flavors. Once again, that's a flavor that was really good for things back in the day. It's still got its uses, but yeah.
The Brandy, I will say, is not as boozy as vape trains. But then again, that's kind of what vape train's known for. Steep time on the eggnog, honestly. When I was single flavor testing it, I was doing a 60 mil right off the shake and see how it changed throughout. Throughout the time that I would burn through it. The cinnamon nutmeg stayed up front. Say about day 3, you got more of the creaminess in it. And the 60 mil didn't make it past 3 days, so. And Louis going French.
Okay, there is. I think I've got almost everybody's notes in there now. So I'm putting everybody's notes in everybody's recipe. So you guys can look and see what I had to say about your mix.
Yeah, sure. My guess it would level off after 7.
What was that, Larry?
I was answering Cherokee's question that it should level off after about 7 days. That's if you can make it last that long.
Okay, so there is that one. I did Smitty. I'm typing one-handed here, so pardon my slowness here, because I want vape
the
in my...
VSO brandy and the eggnog do pair perfectly together. It gives you a little bit more warmth in it.
Penis.
Penis. Good fill. Good fill in, Lumi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And full moon. Full moon. Last one. Last one, everybody. I gave everybody 5 stars. Everybody that I mixed up.
On a daytime schedule.
I actually almost was, but then I've just been so tired and fatigued lately. I would wake up at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was pretty decent. Be back to sleep, and I wouldn't wake up until 9. So, still fucked.
That's not a daytime schedule if you're waking up at 3.
Compared to regularly waking up at 9, 3 o'clock is an impressive time.
There you go. So everybody has my notes that I took on your recipe and my suggestions. So you have my notes, my suggestions, and like I said, I gave everybody 5 stars. Everybody that I mixed got 5 stars from me. So just because everybody did a fantastic job this month. I noticed a lot of our suggestions and techniques that we mentioned throughout the month popping up in everybody's recipes. So everybody's kind of taken to heart what we said. I appreciate that. We were talking about that on whose show was that? Wendy's. Kind of that DIY. You can kind of see who people learned from by looking at like their little tricks and tips. So it's that DIY like family tree type thing going on. So Addy Tooney's up at the top, and he gave birth to a bunch of monsters, including me. And then my family tree just keeps growing and growing. You can tell people do a lot of. You can find the people that do a lot of shake and vapes. You'll see them doing a lot of the things that I like to do. There you go. My Padawan down there, Lumi.
Probably one of your biggest, best Padawans for shake and vapes over here.
Yep, and you'll see a lot of people that learn from you, and you'll see them doing a lot of your tricks. Like I've seen your high wattage coffee. I've seen a couple of your high wattage coffee tricks turn up in a couple of people's different mixes. That's something that she came up with. That didn't talk to me at all, and didn't. I went into the Mix and Vixens judging, and I'm like, when the fuck did she make this coffee mix? Mixed it up, and it was just mind-boggling how good it was, and the fact that I could vape it at such high wattages, just remarkable. So
I learned a lot of my tips and tricks from you, and because I do so well with shake and vape, that coffee needed to be a shake and vape, and I've proven myself as quite a nice little cream queen. So I used my cream skills on that coffee.
Did you hear that? Tooney's calling us a bunch of little brats. Yeah, like I said, you can kind of see who people really like by the techniques that they use. But it's always really nice to see the things that we're talking about kind of taken to heart and put into practice in mixes. Scott, that is her mind palace. Scott Runyon. That is Lumi's mind palace. She comes up with that all on her own. I didn't teach her that. She started saying, I need to feel where the flavor needs to go. And she would go into her mind palace and come up with numbers. You send me messages in the middle of a show. Oh, that'd be golf tee.
I also like to trigger people in the most subtle ways possible. So all the people with OCD that like the even numbers, I get a good laugh at this.
She enjoys going in and looking at swaggy flavors with them being just all over the place. All over the place.
Although she's slipping lately.
Yeah, people are starting to even her stuff out. What's up, Kayla?
I, too, have ADHD.
Kayla has vapor's tongue. Kayla, the first thing is switch to a mint for a cycle, like a mint and cream. That usually works. What else is there? Get away from whatever you're vaping, though. Get away from it. Put it at arm's distance. Don't go back to it for a while. Switch over to something else. But the number one trick everybody does is like mint and cream. I know Joe says have some coffee. Golf Tea recommends vaping some lemon, but Rin actually burnt herself on lemon. Swaggy Shane says use a neti pot. A lot of people are saying use vape some coffee or drink some coffee and do some Listerine.
Or you're just going to have to start looking to Rin because she has one of the most stubborn vapor tongues I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was cinnamon buns. Yeah, you could burn yourself out on cinnamon buns. Yeah, you've got a plain menthol. If you enjoy the plain menthol, certainly go for it. But yeah, then drink some coffee. And yeah, Listerine. You want to get your because your taste buds are basically just burnt out on that. So you need to switch to something else.
Probably the cinnamon.
Yeah, it would be the cinnamons. So yeah, you just need to stay away from cinnamon for a couple weeks, and it'll come back. If I mix a big batch of something with strawberry in it, I'll lose strawberries for like a week. So, like, if I vape anything more than 30 mils of something with a strawberry in it, I'll just lose strawberries. So I have to sit back for a week or two and not vape any strawberries, which sucks, but because I love strawberries. I wish I could taste strawberry all the time, but I don't want to lose strawberries forever. So when I start noticing that they're fading, I get away from it. Same thing. It would be the same thing, Kayla. Just stay away from it for a little bit. Listerine, vape some mint and cream. That's usually what I do. Is I'll mix up some sort of mint and cream, and just stick with that for a little bit. Good call, BT Cruiser. Yeah, a nice peppermint vape would do the trick too.
Or even dialing back the cinnamon. If it's a one shot, you could try to figure out something to add to it to dial back that cinnamon. So it's not so potent next time, because if it is in your face kind of flavor.
And Golf Tea, that recipe looks really good if you're still out there, man. So like I said, I don't think. Yes, go ahead, Lumi.
That's one of the reasons why I stay away from things with high cinnamon or spices, because it'll destroy your taste buds, in my opinion. It does mine. I can't handle anything too strong. I could vape it for like a couple of seconds and then I'm done.
Yep, he's still here. Says tastes good on the knuckle. Looking at that should be pretty good right away. But it's gonna be awesome in about 3 days, when that cream milky undertone goes full half and half. Yeah. Kathy likes her pineapple lemon. It's probably the lemon in that. Lemon helps quite a bit, and lemon will help quite a bit. I know that's what Rin switched to when she started with her Vapor Song Odyssey, but she lost lemon now too, didn't she? I think she lost lemon now too at this point.
Lemon. There's so many other things that she just can't taste anymore.
Yeah, it sucks.
She got to the point where she started venturing into Lumi coils to see if the surface area of them would hold the flavor for her.
How did that work out? I didn't get to follow up on that. Did that help?
I don't know. She never told me.
Because I know that's what we were talking about with her, is maybe you need to step your vape game up just a little bit. Because she vapes so low, and it's such like low wattages and such high resistance coils that, yeah, that may have, because if you look at Rin's recipes, a lot of them, if you're not used to how she mixes, they come across like super duper light. And so that's what I was worried about, is maybe she has to go higher to get what she's looking for.
I haven't heard her talk about the problem since she's gotten the Lumi braids. So that's a plus. Either that or she just gave up and it didn't work.
That's true. It could have been that. And then she just wouldn't talk about it, knowing Rin. She could just be vaping VG and nicotine a little bit. She mentioned it last Saturday, BT? Okay.
Did she mention my braids? I'll just message her.
Yeah, just message Rin, see how it's going. We're talking about Rin. We should be talking to Rin, not talking about her. She'll just come in here. No. What's up, Thanasis? How you doing,
But
man?
at the same time, finding a vapor you can relate to always helps as well. So it's not so much we're talking about Ren so much as directing a person to a vapor that she might be able to relate to.
Uh, the Hankson's French vanilla ice cream is lovely. It comes across as like one of the like a hard scoop ice cream. That's what it comes across as. It was it's very very good. It's very good. I don't think it's as good as Liquid Barn vanilla ice cream, obviously, but Hankson's French vanilla actually in combination with Liquid Barn ice cream is a lovely combination of the two. So I do like Hankson's French vanilla ice cream. I actually bought a pretty good sized bottle of it when I first discovered it. It's got almost a vanilla beanie thing going on, but yeah, it's that hard, thick French vanilla ice cream. It's nice. You'll dig it.
It
You
also
dig it,
works if
full
you
moon.
want. It also works if you just want to bring out the creaminess too.
Yeah, very nice flavor. But what other questions we got? That's just what I was going to bring up between the three of us here and the folks watching it from home. Right now, we don't have a plan for next month. As far as I'm aware, I don't remember of the three of us discussing what we were doing next month.
We did. I just don't remember if we talked about it on stream or not.
What did we say we were doing?
I don't remember. I just remember
Larry,
saying
what did
this
we-
for the
Larry,
next week.
I'm about to. You don't get to supersize me. There we go. You don't get to supersize me without my permission. Camera. It's twice in one episode. Jammy candy? No. To jam up a flavor? Something with high pectin. So you're looking at your black currants, your pomegranates, things like that. What sort of flavor are you trying to jam up? Flavor Greek yogurt at 0.5% provides some jamminess as well. It's a weird thing. Flavor boysenberry, yep, very high on the pectin count. It's a good flavor for it. But apricot and a raspberry both. So something like a pomegranate at a low percentage would probably be your best bet. Mita? So like an FA pomegranate at like a quarter?
Were we going to do ginger?
Were we going to do ginger?
We were talking about like gingerbread stuff, and I kept saying save that for Christmas, maybe?
You want to do gingerbreads?
I don't know. That was just one of the things I know I kept saying save for the months getting closer for Christmas.
I know you gave me crap about my eggnog recipe.
Were we going to use eggnog?
Horchata?
Horchatas? Do cocos? Dry ass
Maybe
cocoa
that
powder?
should be the Christmas month.
Yeah, that sounds like a December thing for sure. Cocoa. Or eggnog or... What would you guys like to see us do? Let's throw that out there. Cherokee says Bayless mixes.
I'm not touching Bayless. If you start telling me to mix stuff with Bayless, you're just going to see Bayless. 8.5%.
Oh, they did? Let me go look at that.
Oh yeah, you did. Lewis Knight, to be fair, I'd be the only one doing a mix for booze.
Yeah, I'm not a booze vapor. I'll mix them a lot of times.
I'll never forget that month. I think it was coming up on New Year's Eve. I bought a bunch of booze flavors, but they didn't come in on time. And I was like, why did I buy a bunch of booze flavors if you don't even like doing booze? I love seeing her just sitting there playing with her toys. She's so cute.
Their island mango is their best-selling flavor. Wow.
John Vapes, Fresh 03 just wanted to say thanks for your service.
Thank you, good sir.
Ellen
Thank
has
you, good sir.
suggested cakes and cookies.
It had to be something with either peppermint or gingerbread.
Oh, that is a banger of a recipe. That's the first recipe I did when I got all the flavors in. That is a banger. That one turned out so good.
See, that's what I'm thinking, Addie Tooney.
You want to do mint?
I don't know about mint.
Well, mint would include peppermint.
Yep, that would include peppermint. That would include
Spearmint.
shamrock. We're doing shamrock shakes. Cream de mint recipes. We use some of those swaggy mints.
I'm not a minty Lumi.
Okay.
I mean, I can do my best.
Aussie Shayna wants getting a lot of heck yeah. We're getting some love for the mint stuff out there. Chocolate mint shakes. Kathy gets migraines from mint. I'm sorry to hear that.
For some reason, I get tummy aches from minty flavors,
Okay. Well,
which is counterproductive because it's actually supposed to be really good for stomach aches.
nice and soothing. Didn't we talk about doing like hot beverages? Didn't we say we were going to do like hot beverages like cocos and teas and shit? Wasn't that what we decided?
I'm down for teas.
I swear we were poking at gingerbread.
Because that would include like coffees and we can do gingerbread next. I think we had decided on hot beverages. Now that I think back about it,
I mean,
does that sound
gingerbread
like a
also-
familiar conversation?
It does. It does.
I mean, gingerbread. We could just do Christmas foods and drinks.
Yeah, we'll do Christmas in December. We'll just do Christmas mixes in December. I'm pretty sure I remember hot beverages because I remembered I wanted to do a cinnamon cocoa.
Sounds good to me.
So hot beverages. Does that sound good to everybody? Teas, coffees, cocos, hot toddies. Larry, do a hot toddy.
I think I've done one before.
I'll flex my cream queen skills.
Every time you say that, I just get dirtier and dirtier images of you in my mind, Lumi.
Oh yeah, I have
Just
done
get-
one. Holy fuck!
You keep going at it. Pretty soon, like every time you come on, all I'm gonna be able to picture is bukkake Lumi. So.
And that recipe would be verified.
Oh, it's a verified recipe?
Yes.
So here we go, everybody. We're going to be doing hot beverages. Yeah, do a ginger eggnog. Yeah, do a ginger eggnog, Aussie Shano. I'd love to see what you could do with that profile. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure Aussie Shano's got me 2 months in a row with being my favorite mix. There was one that I meant to mix, and for some reason I skipped over, and I think it was Michelle Hughes's. I wanted to mix Michelle's. So next month, Michelle, I am guaranteed to mix your recipe. You could do a vegetable soup, Cherokee. Nobody will stop you. Good off the Shake 2 golf tee? Sweet. All right. So, any further questions for us before we get on out of here? It is a banger, Kayla. The Harvest Moon. He's the only guy that does a pumpkin roll right. And it's cool because the lower that you vape it, the more of the pumpkin you get. And the higher you vape it, the more of the cream you get. Lumi. Getting all the creams. Aussie Shayna wants a happy dance from you, Lumi. Were you doing a happy dance?
I don't know. I'm not that happy. I was humping the air. I was air humping.
I suppose that could be a happy dance. I've seen Lumi's dance moves though. She's got a couple moves. She was kind of doing like a sideways moonwalk around Walmart.
Oh, oh no, you're talking about the one at Party City, I think.
Oh, it might have been Party City. Later, Kathy Noble. She's got a mix. Nice. She said she's leaving a mixing show to go mix.
There's been some twerking incidences.
I've seen you fall out of a chair. Hot buttered rum. That's a good tasty beverage, Adam Thomas.
Twerking.
Didn't you fall off a wall doing it?
Yeah, I was in a chair, or a couch rather, doing some dank twerk moves. And I was mostly trying to make somebody laugh that was going through some pretty bad stuff. And it worked because I fell sideways right off the couch. I've been caught dancing a few times.
Game Vapor says he's watched your TikTok apparently.
I don't have a TikTok.
Ooh, Golf Tea wants to do a ginger brandy. That could be tasty.
Good. I'd have to get some gingers first.
Doesn't Swaggy have some gingers? Don't you have a Swaggy ginger?
Nope. Swaggy.
No! Swaggy is on the golf tee hunt now. He's done so much for us. Let's give him some space to do some golf tee fluffs and peanut butters.
Golf Tea's the one suggesting ginger.
Yeah, but I think if Golf Tea had the choice between Swaggy doing gingers and peanut butters with fluffs, I'm pretty sure Golf Tea wants some really good peanut butters.
Flavor makes a pretty mean ginger in the meantime. So, all right. So I think we got our plan for next month. I've been meaning to reach out to somebody to see if they want to come on and talk next week, but getting into hot beverages right away makes more sense, and then we'll get to maybe a guest for the end of this one, and then we'll get into kind of Christmassy stuff on the next one. So there we go, everybody. So we're starting hot beverages next week. Like I said, I want to make a cinnamon cocoa, like a really good cinnamon cocoa. So that's what I think I've got. I haven't seen any more questions come out for a while. So yeah, join us tomorrow on the Golf Tea Vape Show. We'll be having maybe a new Adam song, maybe. Fingers crossed that Adam was able to finish the song this week. I'm excited because then we get to vote again for our next two. I've got a couple that I think would be pretty awesome to hear from Adam. Yeah, join us tomorrow for over on Golf Tea's channel, and we'll be doing some more tasty mixing over with Golf Tea. So that's all I've got. Larry, you got anything for these folks?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
So Lumi's got something instead, huh?
Lumi's got something? Lumi, what you got for these folks?
You can find me at ELR and Instagram there, occasionally causing shenanigans on Lumi's chats. You can catch me here Tuesdays and Fridays, Saturdays or Sundays on Vape Trucker.
Vape Trucker's been running some good shows on Sundays. I think he's switching over permanently to Sundays, by the way, folks. That's a good question. What the fuck is Lumi doing? Lumi, what you doing, girl?
A spider.
There was a spider?
It's on the back of your chair.
I allow them certain spaces. Once they intrude on my personal space, which is my computer, my DIY station, or my bed, they get fucked up.
There you go. Fuck him up, Lumi. Fuck him up. All right. So let's get the truck on out of here, shall we? So everybody be beautiful to each other. Educate, advocate, be good for this community. We'll see you on that next one. Lumi, can you stew me out between spider kills?
I lost it. As you go through your day, try to be nice to somebody. And get off your butts and vape.
Bye!